Welcome back to Outside Lives. Today I'm in the beautiful woodland space. We've got like a really lovely campfire setting here, and it's surrounded by these beautiful fir trees, and it's really special, very peaceful place. So in this setting I would like to share with you a really inspiring Dru sequence. It's called Ode to the Earth. And it is actually, this section is part of a dance which is called Ode to the Earth. So it's really in honour of Mother Nature, it's in honour of all the elements of the sun, the air, water and the earth. And it's in gratitude really for Mother Earth, who not only gives us life but makes life truly wonderful. So please join with me. We're going to begin with some flow ins. So those are movements that will help us establish the patterns within the dance. So if you just want to begin by having a little shake wherever you are, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Lovely. So the first flow in is called a warrior, a cog warrior. And we're going to experiment with making the body light and then heavy. So if you bring the feet nice and wide and just making the body light as you lift your hands up, and then pivoting on the right heel and sinking down into a warrior. So the hands move towards the earth and we're feeling a connection, a solidity, a heaviness. The spine is lifted, and then we make ourselves light, pivot on the left heel, make ourselves heavy. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Lovely. So this is one of the shapes we'll need for the sequence. Breathing in, nice and light, nice and heavy. Breathing in, make yourself light, grounding yourself. One more the other way, breathing in, breathing out. Lovely. Come back to the front. So the next move is in order to stimulate the lower back, sort of release any tightness in the lower back, and it's like a detox really for the liver and the kidneys. So we bring the feet fairly close together, and then we're going to put the hands on the hips and step behind with the left foot, keeping the hips fairly forward. Come together and step behind. Come together. This time as we step behind, we're going to take this outer arm, and as though you're cleaning the ceiling, circle and bring the hand down. Step down, step behind with the right. I've got a beautiful view of the tops of the trees, circling and down. So you'll notice that twist and squeeze in the bottom of the back, stepping behind, wiping the ceiling clean. Not something we have the habit of doing, is it? But it's a nice move, lovely. And step behind, wipe clean, step behind, lovely. Opening through the whole of the side, nice twist for the back, and come back to center. The next move is we're going to use the tree, and it's about establishing our balance. So as we know, in the tree, we take the weight into one leg and the other foot comes on that leg. Or if you prefer to keep the toes on the floor, that's of course fine. But see if you can keep the weight in that supporting leg. Avoid the urge to stick the hip out and feel a lift through the core, the sternum, out through the crown. Okay, so this, you can just experiment with your balance on one leg. Take it to the other side, balancing on the other leg, and then we come into the movement. So we cross the arms over and come into a nice open tree. Engage in the core, feel that lift through the crown. And then we're going to make ourselves take small like a seed. Take the foot down, make ourselves small, and then stepping out wide, expanding, blossoming into the space around. So taking the weight into the left foot, opening like a beautiful tree, feel the lift, making ourselves small like a seed and then expanding into the space on either side. Let's try that a few more times. Lifting and opening like the tree. Make ourselves small like a seed. Expanding. Lovely. Lifting like the tree. Small like a seed. Expanding into space. Beautiful openness, softness and release. So the next flow in is a nice stretch for those buttock muscles, particularly the piriformis right deep inside the buttocks. So we're going to lift the knee and place the toes on the floor. It's a bit like when we're going into the eagle posture. We're going to lift the arms up and then sinking into the knees, hinging forward, taking the head down and the arms up behind. So we should feel a nice stretch in the buttock, and then the backs of the hands come together as we bring the arms forward. If you've never done this before, you might want to watch and expand sideways. Lift the knee and the arms and come down. Let's try that the other way. So we lift the knee. I've got this wire in the way. Place the toes on the floor and we're going to hinge forward as we sink into the knees and take the arms up behind. A nice squeeze for the buttocks. Backs of the hands towards each other. Draw the arms forward and open at the shoulders. Lift the knee as we lift the hands and come down. Let's try that once more each side. So we lift the knee as the arms come up. We take the toes across onto the floor. We hinge forward, sink into the knees. Take the arms up behind. Backs of the hands towards each other. Sweeping forward. Opening out the shoulders. Lift and down. On the other side, so we lift the knee. We place the toes on the floor. We hinge forward. Beautiful. We drop the head, arms behind, backs of the hands towards each other. Roll the shoulders out. Lift the knee and come down. Great stuff. So now I'm going to show you the whole of the Ode to the Earth sequence so you can see what it looks like, and then I'm going to teach it you step by step. So if you want to take a drink now, a sip of water, I'm going to get my drink. Always really important to stay hydrated. Lovely. So if you want to sit for a moment or just relax, I'm just going to take you through one round of this beautiful sequence and then we'll do it together. Lovely. Okay, so if you would like to join me, as you notice, the first move is that beautiful Lotus Mudra. So standing shoulder width apart, engaging the core, nice lengthening through the lower back. Lifting through the crown as you breathe in, and letting the whole body settle into the support of the earth as you breathe out. So breathing in, lifting the crown towards the sky, breathing out, settle into the support of the earth. And on the next in-breath, we open that beautiful Lotus Mudra. So the little finger, thumb and heels of the hand are touching, and then we draw that back to the heart. And we do that twice. So we open and draw in the goodness and love that the universe has for you back to your heart. Taking the feet a little wider, and then we're going to do this lovely move. We're going to go to the right. We're circling the earth with our hands in Namaste. We circle and then we release and we step behind, letting go. And then we draw the hands back into Namaste, sink into the knees and bring the hands to the hips in reverence to the earth. So the other way, then we circling the earth, and then we release as we step behind, draw the hands together, sink into the knees in reverence to the earth. So we circle, and then we release, and then draw the hands back, and then circle, and then release, and then the hands into reverence to the earth. I've just realised I've forgotten the Lotus Warrior, so that bit is the second bit. This is the Lotus Warrior. So we bring our feet wider apart, we sink into the lotus, into the warrior position, and then we open the hands up into the lotus, and then we draw the hands together across and back down. So we sink to the left into the warrior, we open the lotus flower, we close and we come forward and draw the hands back down. Now to make that really fancy, we can do a wrist curl before we go into the lotus. So as we turn, it's like you rub one wrist over the other. So if you just want to have a practice of that. Okay, so we wrist curl, form the Lotus Mudra, sink into the warrior, open that beautiful flower to the sky, to the sun, let it be empowered, and then draw it back to the heart. Wrist curl the other way, sink into warrior, open the flower to the sun, close and draw back in. Let's try that once more. So wrist curl, open the lotus to the sun as we sink into warrior, draw it back to the heart. Wrist curl, take the lotus to the sky, draw in that light back to the heart. So that's the first part, and then we would go into circling of the earth. So we'll just do a quick one of those. We circle the earth, we release as we step behind, and our hands come into Namaste, reverence to the earth. And then we circle the earth, release, letting go of anything that's not serving you at this time, and then draw the hands down in reverence to the earth. And we would do that 4 times. And then a really lovely move comes next. It's called the Machamudra. Macha is the fish, and this is like a dolphin dive. We put one hand on top of the other, so both palms are facing forward, and we're going to lift and sweep down, fingers lead like a dolphin, sink into the knees and then lift back up. How lovely does that feel? Let's try that again. So palms of the hands both facing forward, lift, dive like a dolphin and sink and then lift. And then from here we're going to open out into the tree. So we're going to take the weight onto the right foot and open out into the tree. feeling really open and balanced and strong. Also, it's fine to have the toes on the floor. And then we're going to bring the hands back up, so back into the Machamudra, so both palms facing forward, and we're going to sink down and lift. And from here, we're going to go into fearless flight. So we're going to hinge forward, take the arms up behind, release, let go. Backs of the hands come towards each other, sink into the knees and open. And then we're going to repeat that sequence of Machamudra, as in dolphin dive, tree, dolphin dive, fearless flight on the other side. So bring the hands together, dolphin dive, lift, sink down and lift. Take the weight to the left to come into the tree. Step down, palms face forward, come into dolphin dive. And then hinge forward as you sink down into fearless flight. Pause there, backs of the hands towards each other in order to roll the shoulders and release. So let's try that all with flow. Okay, we'll put it all together. We're going to do the Warrior Lotus and then circling the earth with reverence to the earth, and then the dolphin dive, tree, dolphin dive, fearless flight. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through it. You can do it with me. So nice wide feet. So find your steady point, your center of balance. Taking a nice deep in breath, release on the out breath. Ready for the wrist curl into Lotus Warrior. Draw the hands back down. Wrist curl, Lotus Warrior. Try that once more. Wrist curl, draw in. Wrist curl, draw in. Circling the earth, release, let go, reverence to the earth. Circle the earth, release, reverence. Let's try that once more. Release, reverence to the earth. Release, reverence to the earth. Come into center, ready for dolphin dive. Sweep down, beautiful balancing position. Open into the tree. Come back down, Machamudra. Ready for freedom from fear, release. Backs of the hands together. Open. Let's try that once more, the other way, dolphin dive. Open into the tree. Again, Machamudra, dolphin dive. Fearless flight. Opening the shoulders. Wonderful. How good does that feel? We're almost there. We're going to add an eagle. So sometimes the eagle, we feel a bit twisted. One hand on top of the other. This one, because it's part of this flowing sequence, we don't want to be too wobbly, we're just going to simply place the toes. So we lift the left leg and place the toes on the floor, the outside of the right foot. So because the left leg is coming over, the left arm comes under. So it's easier if you actually imagine you're sweeping the leg across. So the toes are supported on the ground. So the left arm is under. To form the beak, you can put the backs of the forearms together. Some of you might be able to add an extra twist round so that the palms come together. Some of you might prefer just to keep the forearms together. Doesn't matter which one. So the eagle is all about our focus, working towards our goal, concentrating on our goal ahead. So we lift up the upper arms, breathing in, and as we breathe out, we sink down. So the core's engaged, sinking into the knees. We've got a flat back, and just breathing steadily, focusing on your goal. And when you're ready, on a nice big in-breath, opening, expanding into the space. Same towards the left. So the right leg comes over, place the toes on the floor, right leg comes over, so right arm comes under, form the beak, lift, sink, focusing on your goal, breathing normally. Taking yourself forward, and on the next in-breath, opening, expanding into the space around you. Wonderful. So then we lift the arms for what's called a Machamudra sweep, like a dolphin sweep. And so the palms are facing forward again, and it's like we're wiping the slate clean. So we're clearing the space in front of us of any negativity, any stress or tension that is no longer serving our higher purpose, and release to the earth. And then we draw the hands up as though we're scooping up, bringing ourselves into balance, settling at the heart. And then we finish with a beautiful Lotus Mudra, sinking into your seat, chair of the heart, and drawing that beautiful lotus flower, drawing that kindness and compassion of love of Mother Earth back to the heart, and release. So we're going to put it all together. I'm going to tell you the order and then just see if you can follow me. So we begin with the Lotus Mudra, and then we bring the feet wider apart, and we go into Lotus Warrior. And imagining you're opening yourself up to the kindness and compassion of the universe and drawing it back to the heart. So Lotus Warrior, and then we're going to circle the earth and reverence. We're going to do that 4 times. And then we're going to do the Machamudra sweep, the tree, the dolphin dive, and fearless flight on both sides. Then we're going to do the eagle on both sides, and then we're going to do the dolphin sweep back to the heart. Okay, all sounds quite a lot, but it isn't really. Something's making me scratch my leg there. I suppose that's the risk of doing yoga in the forest. So here we go. So steady yourself for the full sequence of Ode to the Earth. Just feeling the feet firmly planted on the earth and the crown lifting to the sky. And then opening into that lovely Lotus Warrior, sinking into your seat, drawing back to the heart. Pausing there. Taking the feet wider apart to go into Lotus Warrior, circling the wrists, back to the heart. Circling the wrists, back to the heart. Try that again. Circling the earth. Try that again. Dolphin dive into the tree, dolphin dive, fearless flight, Machamudra, into the tree, Machamudra, fearless flight. Into the eagle, sweep the leg across. Focus on your goal. Open. Drawing the right leg across, right arm under. Sinking into your seat. Expand. Machamudra sweep. Clearing the way ahead of anything that no longer serves you. Coming to the ground, drawing up, sealing all the energy centers, pausing at the heart, opening that lotus flower, drawing yourself back down, and just allowing the benefits of that beautiful sequence to absorb into the cells of your body as you stand in Tadasana. Notice how the body feels, notice the breath. Notice what's happening in the mind, knowing that the body and the mind and the thoughts are not who we are. And feeling huge reverence for Mother Earth. And release. So if you just like to come down into child for a moment, just to relieve the back of any tiredness or tightness, coming down into child, letting everything settle, feeling the lower back expanding, the shoulders and buttocks softening, and watching the in-breath expand the belly and the out-breath allow it to soften back. Feel a sense of letting go on the out-breath. And then when you're ready, very slowly uncurling to come to sitting. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you can enjoy this Ode to the Earth sequence over the next few weeks. Namaste.